compost is a perfect growing medium. Right, now that I said that, I have to back that up. How are all of you wonderful people doing today? My name is Levi Peters, and this is Levi Explains on MIgardener. Now, if you are watching this or been a part of this channel, you probably know what compost is. But in the case that someone may not know, I'm just gonna give the quick definition. Compost is basically, in a nutshell, any organic material that has been decomposed. So food, leaves, twigs, even paper can be turned into compost. So now that we got the definition out of the way, I'm going to explain to you why it is the perfect growing medium. One of them is it's super environmentally friendly, and who doesn't want that? I mean, think about it. You can take any of your food waste, okay, and turn it into compost instead of just throwing it away and dumping it in a landfill. Food waste makes up over 20% of our landfills. That's like 30 million tons, man. It's a lot to just waste. In a landfill, food decomposes without oxygen. It's not aerated. So basically, it produces methane, and that can take up to 20 years to go away. Not good. But if you're using your food waste to actually use as compost, not only are you making really good soil for your plants, but you're getting rid of a ton of what would normally be put in trash bins and out. So guess what? You don't have to fill up the trash can as much, which means less trips back and forth, back and forth. So bam, it's environmentally friendly. But let's see what it does for our gardens. One benefit to the garden is that it balances the pH levels in the soil, which is incredible because if it's too acidic or too alkaline, sometimes people will add, pine needles to do this and to do that, and they try to balance it. But if you just add compost, bam, it's done for you. Simple, easy. It increases water retention, keeps the plants nice and moist during the hot weather, right? And it has less runoff because it retains the water so well. It breaks up your soil. So my garden has a lot of clay in the soil. But right when I add compost, man, it like the problems of clay goes away. And because it retains water, this means you have to water less. So hey, you're saving money on your water bill too. It also adds humus to the soil, which I always thought was hummus, but that's the Lebanese coming out of me. But it adds humus to the soil, and that's always beneficial. And because it stores all those nutrients that were left over from that food waste, not really waste anymore, is it? It keeps those nutrients in the soil, so it's very high in nutrients. So this means it acts pretty much like a fertilizer. In my little tropical garden area, I only have compost now. It used to be just clay, and I thought adding sand to it would help it. It didn't. It just had the cons of both. But when I added compost, it helped tremendously. I mean, I just rototilled it once, put in a bunch of compost, and now I rarely have to water it as much, and I don't even fertilize because my plants grow incredibly big in the compost. Now, I used manure.
Manure is actually pretty refreshing.
And you can use cow manure or horse manure. I use cow manure. But you can technically use other types. Even some people use human feces for compost. Just know, I would not recommend that. But it doesn't have to be manure. It can be, like I said, food scraps, dried up leaves, even twigs, even though those take a long time to decompose. Any organic material, even newspaper, if it's, not laminated. Laminated! So it's environmentally friendly. It balances the pH in your soil. It makes the water retention better in your soil. It makes your soil much more well drained, and it's nutrition heavy, and you don't even need to use fertilizer. What is not to like about compost? So the next time you go out to amend your soil or even to put on fertilizer, how about you just go and try, if you haven't already, compost. I can guarantee you will see positive results. But before I head out, guys, I want to know in the comment section down below, let me know, do you guys use compost? And if you do, what kind of compost do you use? Do you use manure, food waste? Do you make it yourself? Do you buy it? I want to know all about how you guys do it. And with that being said, I'll see you all very soon. Later. Every time I say manure, man, I just think of George Costanza. Manure. It's manure.
Manure.